afternoon, my peoples, and welcome back to the Counterattack. I hope you and yours are doing very well. It's finally here. The African Cup of Nations, pushed back so many times because of everything that's going on with COVID, is finally here. And we're gonna get into it. We're gonna do a little quick review. We're gonna go over some of the new stuff with the tournament, and we're gonna go through a couple of the groups. So the postponed African Cup of Nations 2021, pushed back to here January 2022, is being hosted by the great nation of Cameroon. Congratulations to them. It is 5 cities, 6 stadiums, and this year the African Cup of Nations has increased the amount of teams from 16 to 24. A rule change that actually I am thrilled with. Now we can see more of these up and coming African nations in a major tournament competing for their nation. It's great for African soccer and great for some of these sort of like medium range nations that usually would not get to go to a big tournament like AFCON. So let's get into it. Before we get into what's going on in Group A, something else about the African Cup of Nations, it's that the top 2 teams in each group, and there are 6 groups, top 2 teams go through automatically, and then the 4 best third-place teams will make it into the round of 16. Group A, of course, is the host group. Cameroon here, Cameroon, and then Cape Verde, Ethiopia, and Burkina Faso rounding out Group A. Honestly, I expect Cameroon to dominate this group. They are head and shoulders above the other 3 teams. And because I'm recording this after the tournament started, they've actually already beaten Burkina Faso 2-1, so they're well on their way to qualifying from this group. Second place, even with Burkina Faso taking that loss today, it's still a toss-up here. I'm actually watching the Ethiopia Cape Verde game right now, and it's 1-0. Cape Verde still all to play for here. You know, Group A, it's going to be really interesting to see who else, except for Cameroon, can come out of this group. Moving on, we have Group B, and honestly, this is Senegal's group to lose here. The Group B includes Senegal, Malawi, Guinea, and Zimbabwe. I expect Senegal to win 3 out of 3 games here. They are a stacked team. Really, really. For this generation of Senegalese players, they need to, I think, really go far in this tournament. Maybe even win it. I really think they are one of the favorites. Rounding out the group, we have Malawi, Guinea, and Zimbabwe. Another group where I think second and third place is going to be kind of a toss-up. Guinea have some great players, so I expect them to take second place in Group B. Group C is one of those groups where I really expect the dominant top 2 teams in this group, and in this group it would be Morocco and Ghana. I really expect both of these sides to have a pretty straightforward qualification for the knockout rounds. They're just head and shoulders above the rest of everyone else. Gabon also have quality. I'm not too sure if Aubameyang is playing or not, because I know that he tested positive for COVID-19 recently, but they have a good shot of getting third place, and you know, if he's fit, maybe they can sneak a win against Ghana or Morocco. But I don't see that happening. One of the things I'm really looking forward to here in Group C is Comoros. The Comoros Islands. They could spring a surprise on anyone. They finished second in qualifying in a group that also included Kenya and Togo. So who knows with them? They might spring a surprise. I watched one of their qualifying matches. I can't remember who it was against, but they have some quality in their team. Definitely have some quality in their team. This is going to be an interesting group to watch. If Ghana and Morocco slip up earlier, it could become a more interesting group than just a straightforward walk for these 2. Moving on to Group D, and we have some pretty big African powerhouses in this group. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. Nigeria, Egypt, Guinea-Bissau, and Sudan. Nigeria and Egypt with Mo Salah and the wondrous talent that Nigeria always have. I really struggle to see either of these 2 teams not making it out of the group. Sudan and Guinea-Bissau, they're pretty weak, even when it comes to African Cup of Nations. I don't expect either one of them to even be one of the 4th place teams. I think this group is going to be pretty straightforward. Our second to last group that we have here is Group E. It is Algeria, Ivory Coast, Equatorial Guinea, third Guinea here in this African Cup of Nations, and rounding out the group, Sierra Leone. Sweet, sweet Sierra Leone. In this group, Algeria is defending their title. They always are a pretty defensive team, but when it comes to this group, I think they have to open up a little bit, show their quality, and I think they're going to win this group pretty easily. The other big team in this group, Ivory Coast, they kind of are on a bit of a redemption tour, a little bit like the Netherlands. I don't believe they qualified for the World Cup last time out. They have some really great players, including Nicolas Pepe. I expect them to get out of the group. I think they are way too good and have way too much talent to finish behind Equatorial Guinea and Sierra Leone. But that being said, Sierra Leone is a team to watch here, maybe a dark horse to get out of this group or finish as one of the four third place teams. I watched a few of their matches in qualifying for this tournament, and they had several good draws against Nigeria. So there's very much quality in this team. Kai Kamara, the number 10, great player. I expect to see some from Sierra Leone. Last but not least, we have Group F, and this is, honestly, my people, this is my favorite group. I really think this is going to be a very, very interesting group to get through. We have three qualification group winners here in Group F. I guess this would be the African Cup of Nations group of death. Three group winners here: Mali, Gambia, and Tunisia. All of them won their group in qualification. Gambia is actually making their debut in this tournament. So really, really great to see some of these new nations in a big tournament. This will probably be the most competitive out of the three of them. Rounding out Group F, of course, the Minnows from Mauritania. I expect them to be the whipping boys here in this group and lose all three. Very much looking forward to this group. Mali have some quality players. Absolute quality players. I'm looking for them to make a little bit of a splash. Definitely get out of the group. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one, this Group F. My final thoughts on this group stage, I'm hoping and praying for some open matches. That first match with Burkina Faso and Cameroon was a pretty open match. I really enjoyed it. So long may it continue. Even this one between Ethiopia, who are down to 10 men, and Cape Verde has been a pretty back and forth match. Very physical. All of these guys are just superb athletes. I am so looking forward to this African Cup of Nations. But my way too early and uninformed prediction for the winners, I think it's going to be Senegal's year. Last year, I believe they finished runners-up to Algeria in that final. I think this year is their year. Sadio Mane and company are going all the way. Book it. Lock it down. Those are my predictions. Thank you for sticking with me, my peoples. Please slap that like button and subscribe. Enjoy the African Cup of Nations despite all the naysayers. It's going to be a great tournament.